Was working for the Washington Post in Iran when on the night of July 22nd, Iranian officials stormed into his house and arrested both he and his wife for no reason. Since that night, his wife has been released, but Jason remains in prison. And this morning, we're joined by Jason's brother, Ali and Douglas Jehl, the foreign editor of the Washington Post, with more on both securing Jason's release and what we can all do to help. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so my first question, and it's an obvious one, what are the charges against Jason, if any?
You know, so to this point, the Iranian government has not made public any charges against Jason. They've never presented any type of evidence that he committed any wrongdoing. So we're still waiting to hear from their courts what the charges are.
All right, Ali, you haven't talked to your brother in almost 8 months now. Tell us exactly what happened. Any reason why he and his wife were arrested?
You know, we've never been given an indication of why they were arrested. You know, Jason was reporting. He was a credentialed journalist, and he was probably one of the most meticulous journalists over there in making sure that he followed the rules that they set.
Yeah.
There's never been any information as to why.
All right. What kind of work was he doing in Iran? Obviously, Tehran is not a safe place. We all know what happened 35 years ago when the embassy was stormed and 52 American diplomats were taken hostage. What kind of stuff was he doing there as a journalist?
You know, Jason had been living in Tehran on and off for nearly a decade, but he had been a credentialed journalist. He was covering many different kinds of stories. I think things like the Iranian national baseball team was one of the last articles that he published, as well as you know, a lot of human interest to help people understand what Iran is like.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Ali, you know, we understand that you miss your brother, but doesn't working in a place like Iran carry some inherent danger that both Jason and his wife should or would have been aware of?
You know, I think that everybody who works in Iran as a journalist knows that there are rules that they have to follow. I think really the puzzling thing is that there was nobody that was more aware of that than Jason, and that followed those rules more closely, and that there was no prior information about that.
All right, what is John Kerry doing? I know the Secretary of State has issued a statement asking for his release, but why isn't he more involved?
You know, during the talks, I know that the Secretary, as well as others, are having parallel conversations about Jason's case, and he's made it clear publicly that he's calling for Jason's release because we know that there's no evidence against him and that the charges are just completely ridiculous.
Okay, and no major evidence has come out to implicate Jason in any sort of crime. Muhammad Ali, the famous boxer, calling on Iranian officials to release Jason today. He's been in prison now for 8 months since July 22nd. Tell us briefly about change.org.
Sure, you can go on change.org/freejason, and you can sign up on the petition there. There's 250,000 people from around the world that have already signed there to call on the Iranian government to release Jason immediately. Okay,
Doug, Ali, our hearts go out to you guys. We really appreciate your time. We're thinking about you. More than 250,000 people have signed up on change.org. We wish the best for Jason. Thanks so much for taking some time with us this morning.
Thanks.